Spartans, when they were fighting other people, that's why they have these drummers in the back.
Yeah,
trying to get them motivated.
Even
let's go, we gotta go to war here.
Real Vikings would do that stuff, and people would
they'd be fearful.
They would be terrified because they would just hear a drum and then people chanting, and you just see the boat coming across the horizon, and people would literally just run. They're just like, holy crap, the Vikings are coming.
Angus Cloud, the main reason to what it seems, right, his passing, was due to his father passing.
I can still remember how quiet everything got.
Jeez.
The day he passed. You could hear a freaking pin drop in China.
What up? What's good? What's poppin'? Hello. Happy beginnings of the Never Ending. We are back once again with a really, really cool show. I'm really bad at this, guys, because this is the After Dark edition, so we don't even really, we're trying to be as formal as possible here. We got our glasses of water. We staying hydrated, and we're about to jump into the mind of the man, the myth, the legend, with a really, really good friend, Mr. Ben Sattin. What up, my friend?
Welcome back.
What's goody? I'm excited. I'm really excited to jump into this. We went through our first half of it. Well, not really. We almost did. We got to the 4th page. We went through 3 pages.
That wasn't even half.
We went to a third of the way through, but this time we are going to make it, okay? We are going to make it. So those who don't know, we're going to catch you up, all right? So if you haven't watched our previous show with Mr. Ben Sattin on our After Dark edition, we jumped into Mr. Jordan Peterson and his works. Essentially, he created an assessment that allowed us to kind of get to know and understand thyself. And so Lucky Ben Sattin here, oh shoot, my bad. Lucky Ben Sattin here is allowing us to be able to record him going through some of the deepest, darkest sections that we got here. Do you want to pull your mic down just a tad again?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get up
gonna
into it. Just
hear my deepest, darkest fears, secrets, passwords.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't
good.
know.
So, ready, Freddie? Ready to get popping?
Yeah.
Brand new whip. Just hopped in. Let's get started. So, we got to rate things 1 out of 5. I wish I could cast my phone. We really should do something like that. Sarah's like, nah. But hey, we will someday. Okay. Personality rating task. Okay. Please indicate the degree to which each of these phrases accurately describe your personality. All right. Feel threatened easily. Strongly disagree. Neither agree nor disagree. Strongly agree. Do you feel threatened easily?
I would say I strongly disagree. I remember touching on that last time, just because usually feeling threatened is probably because there's some sort of level of insecurity there. There's someone out there that's doing better than you. Sometimes people just get pissed because they don't have that. Maybe it's not jealousy, but it's shoot, I wish I could be better off like that,
Yeah, I wonder, because this whole animal, kind of the animal instincts within you.
Sure.
Is always trying
Everyone's
to
got
keep
it.
things safe. You don't want to, you're always looking out for threats and risk. But that's good to know. So strongly disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be bothered with others' needs. Strongly agree. Neither agree nor disagree. Strongly agree.
I would say smack in the middle 3. And it really does depend because you said needs, right?
Yes. Can't be bothered with others' needs. Others' needs.
Well, I would probably say then a 1 because needs is way different than someone just pissing and moaning and whatever, just the fluff stuff. But if your friend comes to you and they say they need help with something, they're going through some stuff or shit, for lack of a better term, obviously I want to help them. I've had quite a few friends that have gone through some stuff and they're going to continue to go through stuff, and that's why I'm their friend, because they can rely on me. I'm a reliable person. It doesn't matter. That's what friends are for. Not to sound too cliche, but yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, I kind of agree with you here. I think that it's always scary to live to other people's means, because for example, if someone's calls me and says right now I got a text message, right? Someone needed me. right now.
Sure.
I kind of said yeet, right? Because you do have people who say, hey, man, I got to get to the airport, man. I really need your help. I know you got work, but can you take me to the airport? Like, I really, really need it. You know, and it kind of makes you feel like, oh, you know, that doesn't really benefit me. But at the same time, I can't, like, not be a good friend or be a good brother or sister or son, you know?
Right.
And so it kind of puts you in these hard predicaments, you know? But do you find yourself able to just kind of differentiate, saying, hey, look, I got to put my knees over yours?
I mean, I think it depends. I mean, if any of my friends called me and said, hey, I need your help with this thing, I need you to take me to the airport. I mean, thank God we live so close to an airport, so that wouldn't be a problem. But, like, if it was something that was quite inconvenient, like their car broke down, when this has happened to me before, where their car broke down and they're like an hour's drive away, and it's like, sure, that's totally fine.
Right.
I know that they trust me to help them out because they would do the same for me too. So obviously I'm going to go out of my way to go and help them. So 100%, yeah, I would go help them.
Okay, all right. Mess things up. Strongly disagree, neither agree nor disagree, strongly agree.
I would say if a 4, yeah, I mean, I do mess things up. I mean, obviously I'm not perfect at everything, and I do want to do the best that I can, but I mean, I hope everyone messes up something, you know, like not everybody's going to have a successful business right off the bat. Not everyone's going to have a successful relationship, the first one they ever get into, or this and that. And it's like, yeah, that's how you learn. That's how you grow. Not everybody learned how to do like how many times has, what's his name, Michael Schumacher crashed his cars while he was learning to drive? How many times has Mike Tyson got smacked in the face before he learned to put up his fists and hit someone back? Like, I'm sure people have messed things up a ton of times, but that's why you grow from it. So hopefully you're making mistakes. So I would say, yeah, I do.
I think it's good that you see it as a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Reveal little about myself or yourself. Reveal little about yourself. Strongly agree, disagree, neither agree nor disagree.
I'd say it's in the middle too, a 3, just because this is something I also kind of learned from Julia, is like, you don't want to reveal all your plans and you don't want to say too much, because it just kind of invites the evil in. I forget how it works, but it's just basically means you don't want to be giving away all your plans to others, because somehow people can take advantage of that. And I know that sounds like crazy, but there are, you know, bad actors out there. There are bad people out there that will go out of their way, and I've seen it happen before time and time again. Like, there are people out there that'll just kind of ruin your plans. So if anything, it's better just to show with your actions rather than just tell everyone everything. I'm not going to shy away from telling people good news, like, oh, hey, yeah, we just did this thing, we bought a house or whatever, but I'd rather just go out and do it. And I'm kind of learning to close off a little, because I'm very open like that. I used to be super open, like just telling everybody, like, oh, this is what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and this, and that. Because me personally, I think that holds me accountable. Like, if I tell you that I'm going to go out and go to the gym 4, 5, 6 times a week, I'm not going to come back and say, like, oh, I haven't done anything, because then it's going to make me look like an idiot. But I've just kind of learned to, like, only say what's necessary. I don't, like, need to share everyone's details if I'm going through something. Like, I need to be able to, like, figure it out myself first.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've always seen myself as kind of feeling you want to share. The more you share, the more opportunities you have to connect, right?
Correct.
But you know, there's a good old saying, you know, have your mind open to everything and attached to nothing. Just make sure your brain don't fall off your head, you know. So
that's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Don't have your mind open to all too much, you know, because you still need your brain in your head. You don't want to put yourself in positions where you kind of feel like you're being I don't know, the best way to be, you know, taken advantage of, or lose sight of, like, you know, what it is, what's true and what's not true. You know, so if someone walks up to you and says, hey, what do you think 1 + 1 is? I'm like, 2. And they're like, no, did you actually know? Back in ancient times, it was 3. And it's like, what? Like, and then now you're just like, okay, you just went away from reality here, okay? And so it's really important just to understand what is true and what's not, to do your own research. Don't adopt everything, but be open to it. Hear what everyone's perspectives are, and then be able to make an educated decision based off of it. But I do respect that sense of, like, that 50-50 side.
Yeah.
You know, being able to say, hey, look, I don't know. I'm not going to, you know, do everything here.
Absolutely.
Like to solve complex problems.
Oh, 100%. 5. Yeah, I like to solve any issue.
Strongly
whether
agree.
it's something simple like some new like mechanic that we can try in like a game or whatever, or some political theory or whatever. I just like to talk about it just because I think bringing this all outside is how your ideas get challenged and how you can actually refine them and make them better. You know, like it's not a good idea to echo chamber yourself. So I don't care what it is. Like I'm open to at least sharing how I feel something should be solved, and we do that in our friend group for pretty often, whether it's in the Discord or in person. And I think that ultimately makes us a lot better. It makes everyone better because, excuse me, you're able to bounce off ideas, and as you know, even going back to what Jordan Peterson says, assume someone else knows something that you don't know, and probably much better at you than they are. So, I mean, give you an example. Like, I have certain opinions about like how the homeless situation should be solved. And then one day I was driving an Uber, and I just happened to take this lady in who worked for the LA County for like some homeless shelter thing. I forget what it's called, but she's like pretty high up there on the ladder. So we just talked the whole time for like 20-30 minutes about like what's going on, what's her perspective, and how she feels about it, because it is a big issue in this city. For those who don't know, like LA County's got a huge homeless problem.
No, it's real life.
Yeah. So it was really cool, like, to hear that perspective too, like, even though she was a stranger, like, so yeah, definitely.
And I think that's the benefit of connecting with people as well. You know, I think I like that. I think this question is good. Keep emotions under control.
100% 5.
Ooh.
The emotions only come out when I'm playing League and nothing else. So.
Oh, no. He said, okay, look, perspective matters here for sure.
Yeah.
What the context is. I agree. All right. Yeah, it's something about gaming, you know, that gives you the events to let go of the steam. You got to get it out, but it's a controlled way of trying to get it out. You don't want to, lose control. Working out is a good aspect of that as well. But yeah, let's get a good answer. Take advantage of others. Strongly agree or disagree? Neither agree nor disagree.
I'd say context matters a little bit, but I would say no. I don't. I don't take advantage of others. Like, obviously, like, using your friends as resources is good. And I guess you could word that as taking advantage. But for most people, when you hear taking advantage, it's more of a negative connotation. So yeah, I would say in that context, no. One, never take advantage of people, especially because these are the only people that I have, and they're the reason why I am the way I am. Like, also, like, for my family and all that. So no, I don't. I can't do that. I'm far too like independent focused to just do that kind of stuff.
I respect that. I think sometimes it's subliminal. Some people don't know that they're taking advantage of others. Some people do it like where it's like subliminal. Especially addicts. I think it's like when you're like really in dark places where you do it and you're just like, because you think it's the right thing to do and to take advantage or to survive. But I think it's definitely better to live by your own means instead of living on others. So I completely agree with that sentiment.
100%.
Follow a schedule.
I am getting better at it, but I'm a 4. Yeah, definitely. I think this is huge with me, just anything in general. Like, have some kind of plan. It's okay to be spontaneous because, like, have fun, like if you're going on vacation or whatever. But having a schedule allows you to see into the future a little bit. It allows you to see what's going to happen in your next couple of weeks or couple of days or even the year. And it will allow you to actually focus on something and it'll hold you accountable. Like I already talked about it before. I basically have like 1, 2, 3, like 4 calendars. So I have one in my room, one in the kitchen, one on my phone, and one in a journal. And I don't always I'm not 100% on all of them, but it's just that association of it being near me. Like I'm like, all right, I got to go to the gym. And then my thing pops up and it's like, oh, I got to go do this thing. I got to go do this thing with Julia or whatever. I got to go to this today. Like I've set up so many reminders because having that will give you that direction in your life, give you like a track to follow instead of just, sailing around not knowing where the hell you're going.
Yeah, time is you don't have a lot of time. So whoever is the proponent of managing that tends to do really, really well. So I completely agree with that type of sentiment as well. So know how to captivate other people. Know how to captivate people. Strongly agree or disagree? Or neither agree nor disagree?
I would say I don't know. I would say like probably like a 3 or a 2, maybe a 3, because I'm not sure.
And just to put it in context, captivate means to attract and hold the interest and attention of others, like charm.
I mean, that's basically my job now. So I would say a 4. I'll say a 4. I'm not perfect at it. I'm still getting better at it, but like that's literally my job, to go out and captivate people.
Sure.
Like I pretty much now, for those who don't know, I stand in a Costco all day, and I talk to people about doing their cabinets or their bathrooms in their house. And it's interesting. I like it. I think it's like exercise for your social skills.
Yeah.
You know?
Rip and tear that muscle for sure.
It's 100% a muscle. I 100% believe that. Like, I remember when I stopped doing it, when I was doing door to door, like I felt it shrink away. Now it's like, I feel like I can talk to anybody now, and I can actually have a conversation, find out what's going on with their life.
You're almost like a wordsmith. Your words are sharper. Your intention is to detail. When you speak is more intentional. It's not just like transactional. I completely understand that perspective, and wanting to feel like, okay, wait, I definitely want to be able to have a conversation that feels like it's more meaningful instead of just like saying words and hoping. Hoping that it's I say the right things, or I don't mumble too much. Or
intentional conversations. Yeah,
completely agree with that. That's super cool. I'm excited to jump into that if we have some time.
Sure.
Get deeply immersed in music. All my ravers out there, like, yo.
I mean, I'll say a 5, honestly. Yeah, like, and not for like any of the traditional sense. Like, yeah, I do like listening to music. I like that, like, yeah, the rave music and EDM and stuff. But it's more because like, it really plays a big role when I go to the gym. Like, I can do it without it, but like when I'm actually have something and the beat drops while you're doing squats or something, like it's such a huge like motivator. Like it really gets your mind going. Like I know my body's going. Like I will slam a pre-workout. I'll get a good night's rest. That's all great, but not having to listen to the music in the gym is great. So and listening to your own music, because the gym music is trash. But when you hear that beat drop, whatever it is that like gets you going, it's like, oh, like you just it almost makes you feel like you're in another place, like in another like plane in some sense, and you're just like, you feel like you can do anything, especially because you're doing something that's so physically involved. It's not just like you're listening to music and like, I mean, yeah, granted, you can feel a strong sense of community if you go to like in a concert or something like that, an event, and or a rave or whatever. But for me, it's just like I focus on merely one thing, and that is just the barbell that's in front of me, and it's just like you can do anything now. So I would say, yeah, I definitely can get immersed in that music.
Yeah, that's why movies have music.
100%.
Spartans, when they were fighting other people, that's why they have like, these drummers in the back.
Yeah,
trying to like get them motivated.
Even
let's go, we gotta go to war here.
Ooh, speaking of which, have you seen that video? Like I think it was before there was a World Cup or something, where the Iceland team, before they go and like play their game.
It's like the Samoans do,
or the Vikings, the football team, the Vikings. Like before they do the Viking chant with the drum and everything. It's like the cool thing about that is that the Vikings actually used to, like the real Vikings would do that stuff, and people would like,
they'd be fearful.
They would be terrified because they would just hear a drum and then people chanting, and you just see the boat coming across the horizon, and people would literally just run. They're just like, holy crap, the Vikings are coming. Like, so that really immersed the people in the music, I would say.
No, for sure. I think it's a part of like kind of it's embedded in the DNA. So completely agree. Rarely feel depressed. Strongly agree. Strongly disagree.
I'd say it's a 3. I would say it's manageable. It's way more manageable nowadays. Like I think that's something that happens when you get older. You get your emotions a little bit more in check.
For sure.
Excuse me. And because I remember when I was younger, I would definitely go through some like waves. It's normal for people to roller coaster a little bit. It's a little different for guys, a little different for girls, obviously. But I would remember there'd be like times where I'd just be in a valley for such a long time and not know what to do. No control of your life or anything like that. You know, you're living at home, you don't know what to do because you don't have a lot of freedom at that point. And that's understandable. But nowadays, it's like, since I live out on my own and I have quite a few things to live for, I think that makes it a lot more manageable. It gives you that a lot more clarity. It gives you something more to focus on, because now it's like, sure, I can be sad. You're sure I can be upset. But as soon as I clock in, as soon as I go see my lady, or as soon as I go into work or do something, that gets left at the door. It's like, you know what? You can just put that off to the side right now, or get rid of it. And then when you leave, you can feel sad again. And it's like, all right, cool. And then usually afterwards, I don't even get that feeling. It's like, you know what? I'm glad I did that. It's like everybody who's ever thought about not going to the gym, like in the middle of the week or whatever, they're just tired. They just go. And then afterwards, they're always saying the same thing. Man, it's a good thing I did that.
You know, one of the things that I feel really sad about is Angus Cloud, the Euphoria actor, who had recently... yeah, it's kind of odd. You just have to just yank it down.
No worries. I'm trying not to like break this.
No, break it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Is that good?
I'm trying to tell Sarah to get a different one.
No worries.
Yeah, get in there, bro. No, so Angus Cloud, right? He recently passed away.
Yeah. Shame.
Unfortunately, because of mental health, and so like people do feel real depressed lately. It is something that a lot of, especially Americans haven't really done well with trying to help deal with people who are fighting against that. We come from that thing, kind of man up, step up, and that's why I think even Jordan Peterson's way of like an approach is something that's really interesting, which is why I'm really excited about going through this, getting to understand, people could just better understand themselves, and they could be more prepared, knowing that, hey, they may be prone to feeling more depressed. They can surround themselves with people who are not, right? Because the more negative interactions you have, the more that negative energy can help, bring you down. So I really like the fact that you mentioned that, hey, look, you definitely see yourself as someone who has those experiences, but don't let it just let it become you, don't let it overwhelm you.
Yeah.
Sympathize with others' feelings. I always get confused with sympathize and empathize.
Yeah, sympathize is like, it's not the actual empathize is like you do feel it, and sympathy is like more compassion for it. But I mean, when it's warranted, yes, but I'd say like most of the time, like no, like a 2, because I understand, like, I don't always, I can never 100% know how anyone is feeling, like at the end of the day. Like sometimes people, like I've talked to people and like their loved one just died the day before, and sometimes it's just their Starbucks order just got wrong and now they're in a mood. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but your feelings, it's very hard for your feelings to dictate your reality. When certain things had happened to me, like as far as like, a certain loved one of mine passed away not too long ago, it's like, yeah, this is a real bummer. But feeling this way isn't going to change anything. All we can do is move forward. So what I'm going to do is use this as a reason and not an excuse. And it's not a good idea to stay stagnant either in your feelings. You need to manage them, hopefully get over them, and then that's that. Because the longer you stay, it's like the what is it? Law of diminishing intent. Like if you intend on doing something, and the longer you put it off or procrastinate, actually, the less likely you are actually to do it. That's why impulse is such a huge thing. But being able to recognize, hey, I'm feeling a certain way. Let's see what we can do about it and fix it and do it. Like it doesn't have to be fixed tonight or tomorrow or in a week, but take steps.
One of the things I just wanted to add, one of the things I think is really, really interesting, and obviously you shared your story, so we understand the context. And for those who don't know, Angus Cloud, the main reason to what it seems, right, his passing, was due to his father passing. And that is a similar situation to you as well, where you've had your father who had passed. but the approach you took was a little bit different. It seems like you definitely took the more of like, okay, see this as an opportunity to do something, right? Try to make the most out of the situation, try to see the positives of that situation. But what do you, if people are going through this really dark side, especially, I think that's, man, as you might probably can relate, how would you best suggest someone to go through that who may be going through something similar?
I think my best piece, my best piece of advice for people like that is to,
like a young man who had, like, you know what I'm saying, a very similar situation.
Sure.
What has helped you, or what do you suggest for someone who may have lost a loved one, especially a father figure, because that's a big thing for a boy.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, and I mean, obviously one day you are going to bury your dad, and unfortunately in our situations, I guess, it happened way earlier than we'd wanted to, or ever wanted to, and I would say the most important thing is having some kind of routine and some kind of healthy like habit or solution to like fill in that gap a little bit. Like, please stay away from drugs unless you absolutely have to, and there's no other option. Like, I think that's a big issue nowadays too. It's just we're very quick to just go on the what are they called, the opioids. Everyone's really quick to go on the opioids or on the antidepressants. It's like you need to make sure that you try everything else. You shouldn't be messing with brain chemistry right away. You should, like, hey, get a good night's rest, take a shower, do something, make yourself something nice to eat and treat yourself, go out, have some fun with some friends. You just had a horrible experience. So replace that with positive experiences. I think that'll help. And you know what? Maybe you're not going to be feeling the same. Obviously, I would not expect you to feel the same when you're going out and doing everything. No one really is. But that's just how it is. Like no one can truly prepare you for loved one's death. No, like even though I knew that my dad was eventually going to pass, like it was a horrible disease and we could see the decline and everything. It's like I can still remember how quiet everything got.
Jeez.
The day he passed. Like you could hear a freaking pin drop in China. Like that's how quiet it was. Like it just felt like everything stood completely still, and I was like, wow, this is real. You don't expect anything usually in the movies, you always expect something to happen or like some sort of sign or whatever, but it literally just, and I'm almost shocked by how like there's nothing there. There's no theatrics, there's no cinematography to it. It just happens. But I would say, the most important thing is just to find something that's going to help fill in that gap. I mean, they do that with like drug addicts all the time or smokers. They usually pick up something that's like for smokers, instead of smoking, they'll give them like a fidget spinner or something or like a popper so they can get over the mechanical, because the chemical goes away pretty quickly. But the mechanical stuff, they give you something, or they're just eating chips all the time, doing something with their hands or whatever. Do something that's going to like kind of replace all the negativity with a positive motion. So if it's going in the gym, it's just walking outside, taking everything in, or just praying or meditating for like 5 minutes every day, or just writing a word down in a journal. Like do something. Don't do drugs. Not to beat a dead horse, just don't do drugs unless you absolutely have to.
That's a really wise thing to say.
Thank you.
Finish what you start. Strongly disagree or strongly agree?
I'd say a 4. I need to be able to see things through and get them done. I don't like leaving things on the table. I don't like having a stack of papers getting piled up in my room. I always have I have this I don't know, what is it called? It's like a desk organizer, and it's always organized by like do first to last. Always make sure to try and empty that thing out like every other week or something like that. Just have some sort of desire to actually finish it. Otherwise, you start conditioning yourself not to finish. anytime you do something, you don't actually finish it. Your brain just tells you a little bit more, oh, well, it's okay. You didn't finish the last thing. So, yeah, no. I mean, obviously, I'm not perfect at it. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to see everything through.
The humility is there. You put a 4.
Yeah.
Warm up quickly to others. Strongly disagree or strongly agree?
I'd say a 5. Yeah, I can, it's part of the job. You have to be warm to people. Like, you have to be. Otherwise, no one's going to talk to you.
Marketing 101.
Exactly. Like, no one wants to talk to someone who's not smiling and enthusiastic. Like, come on. Like, you guys seen all the commercials? It's like everyone has to be nice to each other, or like have some sort of welcoming. Like, even the body language that you exude is going to make people want to warm up to you. Instead of pointing at people, they like, what do they call? I know, like, they tell public speakers, when you point, you don't point with your finger, you point with like your thumb. I know Obama did that a lot. Or palms out, open, shoulders back, arms out, toes pointed out. So it's very welcoming and not closed off. So positive body language, yeah, absolutely. I can warm up to people pretty quickly.
Get it? Avoid philosophical conversations. Philosophical, for those who don't know. Relating or devoted to the study of fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. Do you avoid these type of conversations?
Oh no, that's a 1. I definitely like to go on about those things a lot. I mean, shoot, like, you guys already hear it. We're doing a thing with Jordan Peterson. Of course, there's some philosophy in there that I enjoy.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's great to think about those things. Like, one of my favorite philosophical, like, things, I don't know, is the allegory of the cave. Because it's the Matrix.
Yes.
So no, it's really cool. Like, I'm just like, when I read the allegory of the cave in middle school, I was like, this is the Matrix, isn't it? Like, it's the same thing.
History repeats itself. It's so
right?
Interesting in how people take things and repurpose them for a different season or different time.
Right.
That's why one of my favorite books is Who Moved My Cheese? Great book. Him and Ha. But anyway, that's a story for another day, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Change my mood a lot.
I'd say 3.
Okay.
Sometimes I got to check myself. Julia will let me know, which is awesome about her. Like, no, like, I sometimes can get in my head real quick, and then it's like she kind of guardrails me and snaps me back in reality, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, sorry, I gotta fix myself real quick.
Again, it's that real importance of being able to lean on someone in time of need. It's really important. Something's going on in life. Sometimes really good to have someone who can just be able to say, no, not someone who stokes the fire, someone who puts it out.
Yeah, sure. Or controls it,
For sure.
Yeah, focuses it too.
Avoid imposing my will on others.
I would say like a 2 or 1. I really try not to like tell people what to do. It's just more offer the perspective, like, oh, well, this is what I think about it and how this is what this is. Like, here's the other side, here's the devil's advocate or whatever it is. I don't think it's a good idea to ever tell people what to do. And especially in marketing, you learn that very quickly. You cannot tell anybody what to do. No one likes to be sold, but everybody loves to buy. So all you can do is offer them perspective. Do I want to do it this way? Well, actually, this is what a lot of people have felt and found about this situation. So this is what we'll do. This is what we can do for what we'll do for you. And they end up saying yes, because you just showed them a little difference in opinion, and then they're like, all right, cool. This guy was smiling. He was happy. He was nice to me. This girl complimented my hair or whatever. They were nice to me. And you don't even have to impose your will on anybody. You just have to be friends with them, and they'll just see your side.
Interacting with people teaches you a lot, guys. And I like this next one. Am not bothered by messy people.
Oh, that's a long story. A very interesting and fun story. But I'm a 1 on that.
What?
I don't like messiness.
Ooh.
It's okay. Like, I mean, I don't expect everyone to be completely in order with their lives. My own life's not completely in order, that's for sure. I know that. For me, I think it's a huge reflection of your character and your mindset if your own house, your home, or your car or whatever is not at least in some working order. It's a huge reflection of who you are. I mean, yeah, like you are what you make of the universe. So if what you make of the universe is a filthy home, like the one place you have complete control over, then I'm going to be like, what's wrong with you? You know, I mean, I understand people have their reasons and sometimes things just happen, but I could never be around a messy person. Like,
Was that always been the case?
No, oh no, God no. Yeah, like I used to be such quite a bit of a slob, like never washing the sheets or keeping my room tidy, waiting until the laundry basket was overflowing and I've run out of clothes.
Yep.
Can't do that anymore, especially if you go to the gym. Oh my gosh, the laundry basket is full in like a week and I'm like, I hate that. But you still need to keep that in order because that's the importance of the routine. But that's something I've honestly had to learn a lot, like over the years. I think that's one of my strong points is just having your house in working order, whether it's your room, your mail or your kitchen or something like that. Just have that in order. Have that the one place you can come home and just you can actually relax. You're like, all right, this is my castle. It's all put together. So yeah.
Wait for others to lead the way.
I would say a 2. I'm very like up to being the leader. I want to like just jump right into it and just go for it. Like that's how you make those mistakes and learn, obviously. But taking that initiative is so important, I think, and not just for a leadership standpoint, but just for anyone to experience any level of opportunity. If you see an opportunity to become a leader or do anything like that, I don't care what it is, if you're being a shift lead at Starbucks or if you're trying to run like a multi-million-dollar company, take that chance. Even if you don't know it, like if you know nothing about it, like you'll learn so much about it. Just trying to train people, work with people, have to hear their excuses, have to see them, and then you see them succeed, or deal with, someone who doesn't show up on time versus someone who's like a stellar employee, because that'll set you up for the type of people you want to surround yourself with. Leadership is like the best chance you can get at finding out how people actually think and how they actually act. And if for anyone who's like looking to like level up or move up in their life, like just ask your boss, is there any chance I could get to like training people or like become a leader or manager or something like that? And I guarantee you, like that initiative, everybody loves that. You have yet to find anybody who doesn't like that.
Do you not like poetry? Do not like poetry.
I'd say a 1. No, I like poetry's fine. Poetry's fine.
Ooh, okay.
There's a lot of wisdom in there.
Thank you. Yes.
Some pretty cool things you can hang on the wall. I have to find some though. Yeah.
Worry about things.
I'd say I do worry about things. So like, a little bit. I'd say like a 3, but it's all about going back to those emotions, like just keeping it in check. You don't let everything just bog you down. Of course I worry about things. I worry about my girlfriend all the time. I worry about my family and my friends all the time. Of course I care about them. But do I give myself gray hairs from worrying all the time? No. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Someone says that you can, problems exist because the way you think. Just change the way you think and those problems don't exist anymore. So
there you go.
Do a really good job of managing the way you think. All of a sudden, there's not a lot of problems. There become opportunities all of a sudden. They just start transforming themselves into things that you can change or be able to evolve or, think about the things. And so worry is something that, for sure, what can you do about it, right? Especially right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's a huge thing that's obviously a huge thing with stoicism is just you can only control the things that you actually can't control. Like everything is external. So
can't change the past, can't change the future.
It is simply what it is.
Well,
and
all you can do is this moment.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. And a great little short book for anyone out there. It's called As a Man Thinketh. It touches on a lot about that. It's all about what's going on upstairs.
Am different to the feelings of others. Am indifferent to the feelings of others.
I'd say like a 2. And obviously context matters. You know, friend's upset that, something happened to his family or whatever. Like, yeah, of course, I'm there for them. But going back to what I said earlier, your feelings don't dictate the reality. Like, let's look for something. Let's do a solution.
So you are strong. You lean on agree?
Oh, sorry. Yes. 4. I would say a 4 then. A 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious here. I was like,
oh, yeah. I know. I mixed that up. I got that backwards.
Spicy. Don't put your mind on the task at hand. Interesting. Don't put my mind on the task at hand. Interesting. Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
Strongly agree, strongly disagree. Neither agree nor disagree.
No, I'd say a 2. Once the ADD kicks in, I'm just laser focused on it. Like, it's very hard to knock me off track or anything like that. Well, to my detriment sometimes, but to become laser focused on it. But you give me a task to do, it's like, all right, go out, just do this, go talk to people. All right, cool. All right, we're going to go out, we're going to do this thing, blah, blah, blah. We follow the plan. No, I can stay on track pretty well. I don't like the idea of just taking it as it is, or we'll see how everything goes. It's because usually it's not going to go the way you like it unless you have a plan. So I don't care if it's we're going out, we're going to Vegas or whatever. It's no, let's have a plan. We can go on like a pub crawl or something like that. Let's plan this day out. We'll have fun.
It's that will that speaks. So that's the when you would apply it.
Yeah.
Okay. Rarely get caught up in the excitement. Strongly disagree. Strongly agree.
Caught up in the excitement.
Rarely get caught up in the excitement.
I want to say a 3 too, as well.
Depends.
It really does,
Depends. It's hard. If the votes aren't being counted.
Yeah.
What's going on here? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No.
COVID, is it real? I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
It's all conspiracy.
It depends. Where's the facts? Yeah. No, I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, no, it really does depend. I mean,
I don't know why that's not working for you.
No, it keeps snapping back or something. I don't know, or I just bump it.
Is that good, sir? How you looking? 3K, 4K? We 4D right now?
We all good?
We Gucci?
Yeah. No.
Hey.
But sometimes the time will just get away from me if I'm with my lady and we're out doing something or going to the gym. I can easily spend 2-3 hours in the gym and just be at peace. Or excitement, I guess you could call it that too, but or just playing League or something like that. And I look at the clock and I'm like, oh crap!
I need to get you in Dota, bro. We got to work on this.
Dota.
We got to work on this, guys.
That might actually happen.
Let's see. You know what? This is a good question. Avoid difficult reading material.
No, I by difficult, if you mean like a difficult topic, like a controversial topic or something. Reading material, like difficult reading material.
10-page essay on the marketing strategies of God.
I mean, if I'm interested in it, yeah. But I'd say
KISS, keep it short and simple. What do you feel? Strongly disagree.
I'd say I strongly disagree. Yeah, probably a 2. If I have the time, I'll try to read. But I mean, I don't shy away from anything. I like nowadays. I don't read a lot of fiction, so I get my fiction from video games. Okay, so that's that. But That's where my fiction reading comes from, but and Warhammer. But a lot of it is just nonfiction stuff. So it's usually things that apply to me. So like mindset stuff or fitness or like marketing or something like that.
You better watch a 30-minute video instead of a 2-3 day book.
I would say both. I would try to say both. And someone explained this to me, which is interesting because some people are obviously visual and some are more auditory learners, or they just need to see like a sheet in front of them, like they're more tactile. They need to hold it, be outside. I think the benefit to listening to both is just it's sometimes in a different perspective, because when you read in your own voice typically. And that's only your voice most of the time. When you listen, you're listening in someone else's voice. So me reading a book, okay, so the one that I'm trying to pick up right now is it's a pretty spicy book. It's called The 48 Laws of Power.
Controversial.
Yeah. And it's made by Robert Greene, and he does a little like short YouTube video about it, and he actually does an interview with Jordan Peterson about it too, which is pretty cool.
Yes, I've heard of that. I haven't seen it. But
Okay,
I've heard it.
it's not too long, don't worry. It's really good. It's good. And the way that he's saying it versus the way it's read in the book, at least in my head, it's going to be completely different. So I think it's just another way to digest the material. So I think that's the importance of reading things and also listening to it. So. And sometimes seeing it if it's just like a video, like you're watching a YouTube video. So I say do all of it. But yeah, like I'm not going to shy away from it if it's difficult or controversial. It's like nothing necessarily is too off topic. I mean, obviously, not going to go on the list. But yeah, like...
we sure you don't want to read The Secret, man? I mean, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, but like that's how you learn. I mean, it is a very interesting book, though. So
what about this? Rarely lose composure. Do you rarely lose your composure?
I rarely. Oh no, wait. Rarely lose composure. 5. Sorry, I got it backwards again. No, it is rare to see me like fly off the handle, get upset, do anything like that. Very calm, cool, collected most of the time. That's probably part of the reason why Julia's with me. But
hey.
An emotional person doesn't look very stable and doesn't look very safe, and people need stability in their lives. So be that rock for them. You can't be unstable if you're a door guy that just wants to swing fists on everybody.
Interesting.
You need to be that guy that's a rock that calms people down. You need to be that person in that relationship that gets the person back to square one and say, hey, you know what, this is what we need to do. Let's focus.
So what about this then? Rarely put people under pressure. Don't lose your composure. You want to get people to calm down. That rock. Rarely put people under pressure. Strongly disagree, strongly agree. Neither agree nor disagree.
I want to say context matters on that too, and a 3, just because I think people do need to be put under pressure. That's how you make diamonds. So... Some people, I see it all the time, actually. It's when you go out and you see people that have never just walked up to someone and said hi and they pitch someone or whatever. It could be anything, really. Even if you're just working a retail job or whatever, some people just aren't used to that social interaction.
Right.
Some people aren't used to putting their competency on the line. And it terrifies people because no one likes to be perceived as an incompetent person. It's like, I don't want to be seen as a useless man or a useless woman. Like, I want to be seen as the answer to everyone's problems. Some people have never had someone say back to them, no, I kind of disagree with that. And that kind of scares them because people by nature avoid confrontation. Everyone tries to avoid confrontation. I mean, all the animals in the animal kingdom by nature will try to avoid any sort of confrontation no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a shark or a mouse.
Sure.
Like, they will just try to do that. So when you see people that are trying to go up to someone and say, how's it going? trying to do solar, trying to do your kitchen, want to buy these new knives or anything, or a car, it like scares them a little bit, but it puts them under the right amount of pressure that puts them just outside the comfort zone so they can grow a little bit. Because again, it's like a muscle. You need to have that pressure, because what happens when something serious happens, like your dad's going to pass away?
Right.
What do you do?
Right.
Do you rise to the occasion, or do you fall to your level of training, which is a term that I hear a lot in the like MMA, like martial arts community. Like those people that say, oh, when I see red, I'm just going to like black out and like go ballistic. It's like, no, you will fall to the level of your training. If you only know how to throw a punch and a kick, a simple punch and a kick, when you're under pressure, that is all you're going to do. It doesn't matter if you know how to do the spinning back kick or do the Liu Kang bicycle kick or whatever. Under pressure, that's why they spar. You will fall to the level of your training. And if there is no training, you will either freeze, panic, do whatever, because you're not used to it. So everybody needs to have some level of pressure. They do that in the military all the time. They do that for police training all the time. They train you under pressure. They train you to be shot at and still perform. So I think a little pressure here and there is good for everybody. Yeah, so I'd say I put people under pressure a little bit. Doesn't matter if they're in the gym and they're not comfortable lifting this weight. I'm like, no, let's try it. Let's push yourself a little bit. I do that with Julie all the time. She loves it. Like she'll tell you, like, she never was able to squat more than a plate, and now she can do it easy 155. So
give a golf clap for Julie over here.
Good for her, you know.
Doing it.
I love that. I love that she does that. She puts herself under pressure a little bit, and with her competition and everything. But yeah.
So what about this? Want everything to be just right?
Well, at the end of the day, nothing will ever be just right. But 4, yeah. I want to be able to like make everything right in the world. Like, just do the best I can, help people out. At the end of the day, I can only control myself and my emotions. So, but there's nothing wrong with wanting everyone to do fine or make it the world right a little bit, you know.
See myself as a good leader.
It's a 3. I'm working on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why? I'm curious here because everything you're saying seems good. But I'm curious on like, what do you mean by like there's a sense of the feeling of like you're not a good leader. What's missing?
So this is something I've actually been working on recently. It's just the consistency. I've had days where I kind of slack off just a little. It's not like huge, but it's enough to like kind of shift things off course a little bit. The consistency has been a huge thing for me because, you know, everyone's looking for that stability, of course. When they see a leader who's consistently hitting their goals and doing well every week or every day, they'll want to listen to you. I know my mind and my heart's in the right place, but now I need my actions to match that. So I think that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to work on. So definitely
having your body move as fast as your mind.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm definitely getting there. So I'd say that's why I say a 3, but I still have plenty of work to do.
So do we all. Seldom notice the emotional aspects of paintings and pictures. Strongly disagree, strongly agree. Seldom notice the emotional aspects of paintings and pictures.
I guess it depends on the art, but I gotta look at art more. I would say like a probably a 4. I'm not the most artistically gifted person unless it's pretty obvious. It's right in front of me. Like it's one of those old Renaissance pictures and they're like this and the guy's got like a hole in his chest because he got shot with like an arrow. It's like you can see the emotion there. Yeah, it's like it's pretty brazen. But no, like I don't know. Yeah, that's something I guess I got to work on.
Sure.
You know, everybody knows what sad music sounds like.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows what happy music sounds like. Anyone's watched a movie or something. or a reality show. Like, everybody knows, like, when you hear that water phone in Kitchen Nightmares, you're like, shit's about to go down. And then you hear the happy music, it's like, oh, the food's good.
Yeah.
Like, you associate that sound with it, so it's pretty funny. So yeah, those are the more obvious things, but I think the more subtle things, like on the paintings, I'd say that kind of slips under the radar for me a little bit.
Am easily discouraged.
I'd say it 2. I like to always find an answer. I don't care what it is. I don't like saying can't. I don't like saying the word can't a lot, because I think it limits you.
Thank you, everybody. Delete that word from your brain. All these guess words. Maybe, could, try. Stop that.
It's I can statements versus I will statements.
Yeah.
We will do this. We can do this. Or, well, not even can. We will do this. We're going to do this. We shall do this. It sounds more positive. It sounds more assumptive. It sounds more like, hey, we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about doing this more. Instead of can. Can's like can's like saying maybe.
It gives you an out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hold yourself accountable, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take no time for others. Strongly disagree. Strongly agree.
I'd say it 2. No, I take time. I take some time for people.
Good.
Yeah, you have to. You can't do this by yourself.
Get things done quickly.
2.
This is ironic just for this show, but
I'm a bit of a
patience.
I'm a bit of a, what is it called? I can't think of the word or the thing. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, it's like a big rock, like a boulder, like a huge boulder. It can do a lot of damage, but you got to get it rolling first, and that takes a lot of effort and force. But once it's rolling, like once I get going, it's like a semi truck. Like I just go.
Momentum.
Like I can focus on, you point me in the right direction, it's boom. It's like an asteroid. It just flattens everything. So, I'm a bit of a slow roller, but once it sticks, it's like, all right, here we go. It's stuck in there, like it's engraved in my brain. So,
am not a very enthusiastic person.
Not an enthusiastic person. No, I'd say a 1. I'm pretty enthusiastic. E and C factors, enthusiasm.
Hey.
So obviously you have to be enthusiastic at something. Like, no one wants to talk to anybody that's not enthusiastic anyway.
It's not attractive.
Yeah, it's not attractive. I mean, guys, you go up and talk to a girl, you don't sound like a robot. You'd be like, hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Or, hey, how's it going?
What's good?
Like, even if you're just trying to be cool and be the bad boy, you can be like, hey, what's going on?
Yo.
Like, a little more enthusiasm in there, Just don't sound like a robot.
What's good?
Yeah, what's good?
Have a rich vocabulary.
Do I? I don't know. I'd say maybe like a 3. I mean,
High standards.
I can get more than 2 syllables in there.
Am a person whose moods go up and down easily.
Moods go up and down easily. I'd say a 2. It's gotten a lot better. If you asked me this a few months ago, I'd probably say like a 3, maybe a 4.
Ooh.
I don't show it, but it is there. It is certainly there. It's definitely on the inside. That's something you definitely have to work on. But that's what I'm so thankful about the line of work I do is like, you can't be an emotional person. You can be a positively emotional person, but having your emotions all over the place, again, no one's going to want to talk to you because this person doesn't look stable. All right, moving on,
Insult people.
Now, when we say insult, it's different from banter. That's different. So insult, I'd say a 1. It's not productive unless it's warranted. But I just keep that to myself. And then I'll just talk crap about it with Julia after. Like, I'll be like, I can't believe this mother, But no, I mean, I'll banter with the boys. I'll banter with just about anybody. I mean, that's probably the English blood in me. But no, like, I keep that on the inside. That doesn't necessarily help anybody, calling someone an idiot and all that stuff, no matter what it is.
Am not bothered by disorder.
Not bothered by disorder.
He said, hold up. Hold up. Wait.
That's a 1. That's a -1.
I think there's so much there, man. It's just, you got to have order, especially in this world. Like, there has to be a sense of, like, process,
I can't see any instance where anyone would be okay with disorder.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's like, well, everything is just going to be chaotic in the grand scheme of things. Like, I mean.
Some people live in the chaos, my friend.
Yeah, But, no, you got to have some organization.
Can talk others into doing things.
I'd say a 4. Yeah, depends,
Room
obviously.
for improvement?
Yeah, room for improvement. Obviously, I need to get better at it. But positive things. Obviously, I will talk you into going to the gym. I will talk you into a few good things. Like cleaning your room. But no, I mean, again, it goes back to what I said earlier. I try not to talk people into things or tell them what to do. It's just more merely offer their perspective. Or a different perspective, and then they kind of make the decision.
Sure.
You don't want to ever have to talk to. We teach that all the time in the office. Like, you don't have to talk people into it. It makes sense what it is. Like, it's pretty obvious. Like, people are going to do this to their house, or they're going to do this in their kitchen, or whatever at some point. So just make it make sense for them. You don't have to talk people into it, and then the right people will stay, and the right people will go.
Love
Simple
it.
As.
Need a creative outlet.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, definitely. I think everyone should have some kind of. I think people. I forgot. I saw this. Like, it's one of those like Sigma male, like creative, like Sigma male, like TikToks or whatever. And it's like you should always have a habit that's creative, one that's physical, and then one that's like mental, and one that's religious. I don't care if it's playing piano, drawing, painting. I don't frown upon it as much as I'm not the creative type. Like, do that stuff. Like, that's cool. Like, do these paintings and everything. Like, do everything. Like, do something that will bring you some sort of peace or order or structure in your life. Like, set aside an hour every other day to like sit down and play the piano, or take some photographs, or organize your wardrobe or whatever, or like do something. Like, I don't frown upon that stuff. It's cool. Like, good for you.
Am not embarrassed easily.
Not embarrassed easily. I'd say that's a 4 too. I mean, you can only laugh off so many things before you actually start going, okay, turning red a little bit. That was kind of a thing for me growing up, is that like I would get embarrassed by certain things, or certain things people would say, like getting put on the spot for things that I've said or people that I've talked to. And
it's rough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
As a kid, you can't really do anything.
Well, kids are mean, so you kind of have to take it for, what it is.
Yeah.
Kids yeah. So, you're going to get like, if you fall down.
Yeah. You fell down in front of the cute girls.
You think that's the end of the day. That's the end of life.
Oh my God! Especially now with like TikTok,
and they
YouTube.
It? Oh my God! And it goes viral in your school. It's GG. What do you do?
I'm so glad. In our age, like when we were growing up, people had like flip phones, so at least you could have been like, it's in like 144p. Like that's not me, dude. That's some other guy named Jovonni. Like, it's too blurry for you to tell. You'd have to take a Polaroid, or you have to have a digital camera on you. Yeah, but even then, or a camcorder. Oh my gosh, no one knows what that is. But
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Take an interest in other people's lives.
Yeah, I'd say a 5.
Ooh.
Yeah. part of the job too, but just in general, yeah, like I think you have to take a little bit of interest in some people's lives. I mean, if you guys ever want to help people, you should.
Always know what I or you are doing. Always know what you're doing.
Always know what I'm doing.
Strongly disagree. Strongly agree.
I'd say a 5. I'm pretty aware of what's going on.
Okay.
Like I know that I'm sitting on my butt playing video games. I know that I'm like kind of screwing around doing whatever, or sitting in my car doing nothing or whatever. It's like I know.
It's hard not to now.
I know.
You always know when you're reminded of the potential of life. Either TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat. It's weird comparing yourself to others, but it's also good to internally understand what's going on within yourself and the difference between the two.
100%.
Show my feelings when I am happy.
Sure. Yeah. 5. Share good news with people. It's a good idea.
Man, who'd have thought? Think quickly. Strongly disagree. Strongly agree. Neither agree nor disagree.
Working on a 5, but 4.
The honesty. Mm-hmm. Am not easily annoyed.
Not easily annoyed. Okay. I would say a 4. Like most things don't really bug me. Like if I had a bad interaction with like some client or something just happened or like some issue with a family member, it's like,
Unless they're messy.
Unless they're messy. See, that's why it's a 4. If you're messy, ooh.
G.
Ooh, blood pressure's going up. Okay.
Seek conflict.
Seek conflict? Oh, 5. I love conflict. I am the opposite of a conflict avoider. I love it. That's how you grow, obviously. Like, you grow stronger by seeking that conflict. I mean, don't be a jerk. Like, don't go out of your way to cause trouble. But if the conflict presents itself, I always say, like, that's an opportunity right there.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Ooh.
This guy's being a little combative. Okay. I'm going to be a little combative too. Let's do it.
Do you dislike routine?
No. I love routine.
Hey.
It's a 1.
Strongly agree, huh? Wait, dislike routine.
Dislike routine, so I would strongly disagree. Yeah, that's one of those backwards
things. You're right, you're 1. Yeah, I'm wrong. Dang, okay. Hold back your opinions.
3. And so, okay.
He had to be honest here.
Yeah.
He had to he realized.
Okay. Yeah, no. I'm not going to like vent or like talk about how I'm feeling or what I think about this thing or whatever in the office or in front of people that I just met. That's not a good idea. If you're trying to make a sale or you're trying to close a deal or whatever, you don't want to be talking to them about this, and that. Everybody knows what I mean, like politics and all that stuff. But obviously when you're around the right people, there's a time and a place. You can share your thoughts with those people and what they think about it. So, and the sad reality is a lot of people don't really care. So
thank you.
Find the right people to talk to, because you just word vomiting and trauma dumping on me, like I'll listen to you, but if I just met you, it's like, all right, dude. Okay.
Seldom get lost in thought.
I'd say that's also a 3. I do sometimes stare off into space in thought. Shower thoughts and all that. I don't have them outside in the shower all the time. They're always outside the shower. Julia will tell you. She's like, sometimes it looks like I'm just buffering. I'm just staring off into space, and I'm just like, yeah, I wonder like how this thing is like with this recipe that I was thinking about and blah, 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 and what we could do for this or whatever,
It's the windows. Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly.
Your brain shuts off for a second.
Right.
Sleep mode. Become overwhelmed by events.
Oh, 1. No. I don't get overwhelmed at all.
Don't have a soft side. Strongly agree. I don't have a soft side.
Don't have a soft side.
Strongly disagree. I don't have a soft side.
No, I'd say a 1. I think everyone has a soft side. The different
keyword is the A.
Yeah, a soft side. But the thing is where do you show it, or when do you show it? Because obviously not everyone's going to see your soft side. You don't want to be too vulnerable.
Interesting.
You don't want to be too open. You need to have some standards.
Okay. What about postponed decisions?
Postponed decisions. That's going to be a 3 as well. I think it kind of depends. I do like to make a decision like right away, but I do also like to research why I'm doing it, or what I'm doing it, or like just at least bounce it off.
That new game just came out, bro. You gotta
dude, Dark and Darker. Oh my god, it's
Baldwin's Gate just came out.
Baldur's Gate, dude. Oh my god, that game actually looks really fun.
It does, though.
Everyone's telling me to get.
Great. Next question. Have a lot of fun.
5, dude. Of
What?
course you gotta have a lot of fun, dude.
Snap, son.
Why not?
Oh,
Have fun
snap.
when you can, you know.
When it comes to that decision, choose it every time.
Of course, dude.
Have fun, make money.
Yeah, if you're gonna grind, you better have fun, dude.
Facts.
Give yourself your little treat along the way to keep you motivated.
Learn things slowly.
That's a 4. Yeah, I learn things a bit slow, but like I said, slow moving. But once it gets going, it's stuck there.
Cool. Not intentional, or maybe intentional.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean,
It's just the way you process things.
I think that's just how I process things. I've always kind of been like that as a kid, just like where.
Don't you wish you could just like update your brain sometimes?
Dude, I saw that
Just
one.
like to get a new like a new graphics card and just like
Yeah,
slide
like
it in.
can I just download more RAM?
Cyberpunk 2023.
Yeah, like that freaking episode of Fairly Odd Parents where they go to school for like 3 seconds and they wear a helmet and it goes beep beep beep. Done. All right, we can go home now. And it's like, oh, you've downloaded all the math, like for all the algebra for the school season.
Can you imagine?
Dude,
Life would be
Elon
great.
Musk, get that Neuralink up, dude. Come on.
We all want to plug in.
I
right?
need to know calculus. Help me, please.
Come on, the Matrix, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
Right? The cave, allegory
Yeah.
cave, allegory of the cave. Get easily agitated.
Oh, that's a 1. No. Stone
Okay.
Cold Steve Austin.
Get it. Love a good fight.
So, okay, I've never actually been in a fight, like a legit fight, like actually throwing hands. I've never been in a fight, just to preface this. But when you say fight, like arguing, of course, love a good argument. I'll say a 4 though.
Julia, don't watch this. Okay?
Yeah, don't watch this.
Now you know why.
Square up.
Oh God.
No, yeah, like no, she knows how I'm like, but yeah, I mean when it's appropriate, obviously, like that's kind of one of the first things they teach you about debate and or fighting is like what are the terms, you know, like if you're debating someone, is this your friend? Like, are
Ooh.
you just being casual?
True.
Like, I'm not gonna like get in your face about tax policy or whatever, or you know the foreign policy in Ukraine or whatever. Like, and because if you're my friend, obviously I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know, what do you think? Like, I'm not gonna be like, so I came with my notes. I'm gonna stomp you, and there's gonna be a huge YouTube like compilation up there. It says like local Ben destroys Jovonni on tax policy. It's like, no, dude, that's not cool. That's not productive.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point. So, what did you pay? Love a good fight. A
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Strongly agree. See that rules are observed. You must follow the rules.
4.
Observed, right? So maybe watched, or maybe.
Yeah.
4. Okay. Am the first to act.
I'd say a 4 too. Same thing that goes back to what I said about the leadership thing. Like take that opportunity, go for it. Like get there as soon as you can.
Carpe diem.
Yeah, seize that day. Like obviously, you know, don't be I don't know what the word is. Like don't just like go and like not think about the ramifications. But sometimes you need to like jump in there, put a little pressure on yourself, see if you'll grow from it.
Seldom daydream.
Oh, I daydream all the time. That's a 1. Yeah.
Am afraid of many things.
Of many things. I'd say a 2. There are there are some things that do scare me, and they're not necessarily like physical things like a freaking bear in the woods or like, you know, stuff like that. It's more the lifestyle things. And I'm thankful that those things exist because I'm typically a person who's motivated by scary things, like the nightmares, some people would call it, like seeing people living in dilapidated like environments or like, you know, crappy living situations or something like that. That stuff scares me. Like, it's like I could end up like that. I don't want to end up like that.
Like to do things for others.
5, yeah.
Strongly agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to do things for others. Make a lot of money, guys, so you can do a lot of things for a lot of people.
Am easily distracted.
I'd say a 2.
Ooh.
Very like I said, focused. Just go in. Not a lot of things. Like, I try not to worry about the other stuff. That's going back to the other thing I said, like about seeing things through, is getting them done. It's like I try not to get distracted. It's like, go ahead and do this. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm going grocery shopping. Like, I won't even answer my phone. Like, I'll just be like in the zone.
Interesting. The Windows buffers at a very opportune time. But you do strong. You do. It's a 2. It's not like a 1. So there is perspective there. Laugh a lot.
5. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I've seen you laugh a few times. Actually, I can testify. Formulate ideas clearly.
4. I wouldn't say I get all the specifics down, but I certainly do get like the idea or the concept.
Okay.
The smaller details, it's something that I would need to work on. It's like, all right, you know, kind of get this and that, or whatever this plan is. I can kind of get the idea, but not like everything else that falls around it.
Can be stirred up easily.
Stirred up?
Stirred up. Strongly disagree.
I strongly disagree. Yeah. Go back to the emotion thing. Yeah, no, it's...
We a hard one?
Yeah, it's a hard one, yeah.
Oh. Unless you're messy.
Unless you're messy.
Am out of my own personal game. Right? So, am out for, your own personal game. Strongly disagree. You're out for your own personal game. Strongly agree.
I want to say 3, just because obviously at its core, everyone's got a little bit of selfishness in them.
Ooh.
Like, they are out for themselves, and that's
Gandhi.
And yeah, you know, I know 100%. Like, you do have to make sure you learn how to swim before you can teach others. But you know, make sure your bills are paid and everything. You know, take care of your own family, take care of your own kids, take care of yourself. Because you're not going to be that rock. You're not going to be that reliable individual that people can rely on, that your wife or your kids can rely on, until you've secured yourself. So there's obviously a little bit of beneficial selfishness in everyone that I think is important, because that allows us to stand on 2 feet and able to lift other people up.
Okay, what about this? Want every detail taken care of.
I'd say a 4. Obviously, details do matter a little bit, but it kind of depends. It really depends on the situation. Like, for me, when I'm in the gym, details are super important.
Ooh.
Like, form is like the only thing I worry about. I don't care how much weight it is. I worry about the form. Like, your arms have to be perfectly like square or whatever, and this, your knees, and then something like that. And I think it's because it's also something very passionate about. So,
sure.
And everyone, the more passionate you do become about something, the more the details matter.
Interesting. That is a very, very, very high level statement he just made. Write that down, people. Do not have an assertive personality.
1, I'm quite assertive. I'll tell you that. You need to be. A lot of people need to be led. Like some people don't even know like they need to do certain things until someone actually puts their hand on their shoulder and says, "Hey, let's do this. Let me help you fix something. Let's do this together." You get to be that person that nudges them in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
See beauty in things that others might not notice.
I mean, I'm not the most artistically inclined individual, but I'll say a 3. Yeah, I can see some things. I can notice those details, like in the
Hey, you notice
art.
Julia, right? See beauty things that people not notice. People walk by people all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. You can find a beauty in just the little things, even your job.
Right.
There's a lot of them out there.
100%.
Not a lot of people take advantage of opportunities. So it's really cool for someone to go out there and try to do that. I think it's important.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. So we have gotten and finished the
Oh my God! Finally.
the assessment, guys.
Whew.
Give a hand clap for making it through.
All right. It's gonna say you're a psychopath. You need to go to jail.
So open a PDF version of this report. Please click here. Perfect. Pulling that PDF. I'm gonna email it to Mukyoung Song, and we're gonna do some trying here. You want M Song? Okay, give me 1 second, guys.
Is that her name in Korean?
The internet.
Is that your Korean name?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot to discover here. I'm excited. All right, so we're gonna send this over to Sarah. How do I download this thing though?
It's just gonna say straight jacket and be like, throw him away, please.
It's a PDF, right? Okay. So what do you want me to send it to? Let's say your email out loud so everybody knows what your email is, Sarah. Okay, email Sarah said no. So we're gonna put a Ben report. Guys, so this is gonna be interesting. Again, for everyone, this is called Understand Myself Personality Assessment Report. For Ben Sattin, right here, 4K.
right.
We're actually going to email it to him as well. And we're going to watch it next time, guys. All right, guys, next time. I'm just kidding. No, we're going to do it right now.
Yeah, we're about to.
It's like one of those like commercial things where you see right before like you get all the good stuff. Can you share it?
About to get my instruction manual.
Can you, no. Can you put it on the screen, please? That'd be great. We're going to test something out, guys. This is what we call computer magic here. We're going to open it up 4K right here, live,
Just trying to look at it.
right now. And we're going to go and just like thug life it and see how it goes. There should be a button that you have, a little button on your device thingy right there. I don't know why you did like, just keep it like that. And then you see the little button you have here. No, just go full screen. Yeah, and then you see the button on your thing. Look at your box, your stream device, the stream. Okay, you can click it too. That's fine.
Display?
Yeah, do it.
Obviously, would like to be smarter, but no, that's really cool. Like, I mean, everyone's done those like stupid tests online, IQ tests and whatnot, and it's just like whatever, it's for fun and everything. But I feel like with this, it's just got a little bit more credibility behind it, just because, well, duh, it's like a speaker that I know, and I know what he does and what he teaches. So, excuse me. That's pretty cool. I like that.
How does it feel to know more about yourself introspectively?
I think that's great. I think a lot of people should spend time trying to understand themselves, whether it's this test or doing something like that. Just because it's like, well, duh, everyone's heard the phrase "know thyself." Like you master yourself, you can master the world. Yeah, like figure out what's going on, what makes you tick, why do you do this a certain way? Do you have an addiction? Do you have a vice? Do you have a motive to get out of bed in the morning?
Do you feel like do you feel like you should be focusing more on the things that like I know we talked about the the politeness, right? Or do you feel like you should double down on the things that you're good at? What do you think it is? Balance of both? Somewhat agree, disagree?
I would say, specifically for the politeness, I'd say it's a balance of both, because being polite, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, I want to be able to shake hands with someone and say, how's it going? And like say, what's up? But as soon as they start wasting my time, my respect starts to drop. Like, you don't want to spend your time, you don't want to waste your time with people, because that's probably it is the most invaluable thing that you have. And you don't want to be having to nag or bother people that are just never going to do what they're going to say they're going to do. You don't want to have to keep associating with someone that's just going to say, oh, I'll get this done, or I'll do this, I'll clean this up, or whatever. And they still continue to disappoint. It's like, at the end of the day, you got to cut some people out. That's what Les Brown says. You got to cut some of those people out. Those toxic people, they're going to drag you down. Everybody knows misery loves company. There's nothing makes a miserable person more happy than being around other miserable people. Because as soon as someone starts doing better, they're going to pull them down.
So much respect in that sense.
So,
well, Mr. Ben Sattin, you have now learned more about yourself. Understand thyself. You have now done so, right? And I think the big reason I wanted to do it is because one of these, we come from the same world, this marketing world, right? Mm-hmm. And we also want to grow, and always our goal is to lead and develop and become, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I always ask myself, this is one of my favorite things, I ask myself two questions. Anytime I want to work with someone, I ask them, would I want them to be my boss? If I hire you, would I want to work for you? Would I want you to run this show, right? Not saying that you need to have the skills, but just your character, right? Who you are, what you do. And can I see myself working for you, being my boss? That's the first thing. Sure. The second thing I look at, though, is that if you are someone I'm going to work with, you are someone I'm going to hire, maybe train and develop, right? Do I want, let's say, 20 of me on my team, right? Do I want to manage myself? If I was if there was like 5 other GOs and I was hiring and that person looked like me, talked like me, acted like me, responded like me, do I want to have 5 of me managing me? Like, is that so? Am I a person, I would want to manage and develop? And that's the question I have for you. Sure. If you had 5 Ben Sattins, in your marketing leadership agency, right? Would you be excited knowing now you know who you are, right? Would you be excited? Would you want to lead, develop, and mentor and manage that person?
First of all, that'd be awesome if there's 5 of me. No, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I'd say yeah. I mean, I'd definitely like to see that, especially on the other, just because of the curiosity of being able to see how I am on the other end. If I could see like a clone of myself, like even if I wasn't good at it, like I still want to see like, is this how I really am? Is this how I look to other people? Yeah, I'd say I'd definitely take the challenge. That'd be pretty interesting. I'd love to do that.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think that's the ending of our show today. And where can people find you, Ben? How can people connect with you?
Sure. So I have a Instagram. It's called @Sattini. So it's my last name, SATTINI _ Lamborghini. So the word Lamborghini, @Sattini Lamborghini. And then I do have like a gaming Instagram as well.
Hey.
That I'm going to try to work on a little bit more. Don't worry. It's @the Elite Man. So the L33T Man 0. And I do believe the TikTok and the YouTube channel is the same one. It's the same username. So
well, we got to put in the description, man.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things I really want to get into is the gaming side.
Sure.
So on our next show, if we have one, I would love to jump and just purely talk about games and have fun and interact with that. We've been very professional lately, so
I'll get a lot of content out there then before next time.
Sheesh, that
Especially
sounds like
with
a plan.
This, yeah.
Follow him, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Join us. Hop on our Discords. It seems like we're part of that world as well. And yeah, we want to interact with you guys. We want to get to know you guys. And especially as you guys can see, jumping into the world of what we're trying to do is just to explore the minds of ourselves and get to understand each other and like what our goals are and what we're trying to aspire for. So if you have the same kind of mentality, you want to, surround yourself with people like this, then connect with them. That's the beauty of this world. Connect with the people, right, who you feel like, dang, I think that I would like that person to be my friend. And better know, you never know, you might be able to work with them. So thank you, Ben, for joining us today, man.
Yeah,
thank you for letting me jump into your brain. It felt like Ant-Man. No, what is that one? There's like a magic school bus, what I'm saying?
Magic school bus.
Yo, anyone know that stuff? You just hop into people's like just random places and stuff, and travel in time and stuff. But yeah, man, I appreciate you opening up. And for us to be able to, I know this is a joke, but, dive into a mind of a white man, you know what I'm saying? And so shout outs to that, you know what I'm saying? West Side Gang. And allowing us, yo, man, I need more, if all people are like you, this sounds great. This is an awesome person right here, Ben. I'm glad I have met you. And I'm glad you opened up. And I'm really, saying it's not as easy as it is to just kind of put yourself out there. So I have so much respect for you for that. Next time, it's going to be diving in the man of the mind of a black man. Okay, we're going to go into that next, guys. Shout outs to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We're ready to get out of here. And yeah, to all, peace, love, and happiness, even after death. Good night, guys. Peace.